Hey everyone, it's NCS07 here, and welcome to the first episode of Wii Month, where I take a look at various Wii games and do reviews on them. So, bada bing, bada boom, Super Mario Galaxy, what you already see on the screen right now. This is a game I've grown up with for probably my whole life. Back when I used to have a Wii, this was the first 3D Mario game I ever played. So, you'd think I've had a lot of nostalgia for this game, right? Well, yeah, I do. And to be fair, this game is really, really good. I mean, it is Super Mario Galaxy, so what do I need to say? But anyways, let's start off with the presentation. Now, this game presents itself as a 3D Mario. And while that sounds really cool, the game is much more linear than that of 64 and Sunshine, which were much more open sandbox based. And some people might say that as a bad thing, because now it's more linear than non-linear. To be honest, I feel like this is not too bad, because this is honestly what Mario is supposed to be. Don't get me wrong, the open sandbox formats are great too. But I feel like the linear style of this game shouldn't be hated on. It's kind of something that should just be there, and I feel they did enough to actually make it a good game. It's not just the fact that it's linear. And another thing I forgot to mention, the game takes place in space with some insane gravity mechanics. Seriously, it's just so good. I mean, Mario's in space, so 10 out of 10 right there. Okay, we'll actually go through this and stuff. Then let's go into the story, which is actually really interesting. Okay, here's the story. Bowser kidnaps Peach. Okay, that's not all of it. Essentially, Bowser wants to take control of the universe and has this generator thing in the middle of it or something like that, and you gotta get back all the power stars. You know, same things you collected in Mario 64. Yeah. And apparently these power stars power a ship called the Comet Observatory, which essentially is a ship that Mario can use to get across the various galaxies to collect more and more power stars. With the help of Rosalina, who, oh my god, a Mario character with a backstory. There's a certain section in the Comet Observatory, the library I believe it's called, where there's a storybook which basically talks about Rosalina's past. And let me just tell you right now, it is deep. I mean, that's as deep as my left thumb, but it's better than nothing. It's an actual backstory for a Mario character, for crying out loud. That's pretty much it, though. Honestly, not a bad story. I mean, I feel like they could have done more, but it's not the worst thing out there. But the most important thing about a Mario game is the gameplay. I mean, that kind of determines a lot of things. And man, does this game control good. The game uses the Wii remote and the nunchuck, and this game just feels so fluid. Essentially, it's just like the other 3D Mario games, except with a few new things. First off, like I mentioned before, you can move around entire planets in space. And it's not really that hard. I mean, Nintendo made it so easy to move around a planet. I don't know. It's not like moving around a planet is that hard. It's honestly a lot of fun. But, yeah. Another move that you get is the spin thingy. Whatever it is. Essentially, you shake the Wii remote and you do this little spin thing, kind of acting as a bit of a second jump. So you can autocorrect your mistake if you jump to the bad spots. It's really, really cool. It can also help you actually knock enemies around as well. And you also get the power cursor thing. Yeah. Essentially, you have a power cursor thing where essentially it's kind of like a mouse on a computer, and essentially you move it above these things called star bits, which essentially replace coins in this game, even though there are coins in the game. The star bits essentially have a lot more value, as getting around 50 or so gives you an extra life, and there are also certain Lumas in the game that actually require a certain amount of star bits, because they need to eat and become super huge and become a new planet or even a galaxy, possibly. And I like the fact that there actually is a use for star bits. In the previous Mario games, the only reason that coins were around was mainly just for extra health, or just for extra lives, or just because you wanted to. I will admit that in some games, like Luigi's Mansion, they did handle the money idea very well, but it's like in most games like Mario 64, aside from the red coins and blue coins, the coins are basically there just as health. Except for those 100 coin missions. Yeah. But overall, the game controls very well. And that gets us into the controls. The game just is so good to play. It's basically... I don't even know how to describe it. It's I don't have to say a lot. It's standard for Mario to have decent controls, and it just works super well. Not much to say on that front. Next, let's get into the soundtrack, and oh man, does this game have a soundtrack. That final Bowser fight is such a good theme. The Star Festival, Good Day Galaxy, Gusty Garden Galaxy. Oh my god, there are so many songs in this game that are so good. From what I know, this is the first Mario game to actually have an orchestrated soundtrack, and it is so good. Like, oh my goodness. Anyone will say that Galaxy's soundtrack is so good. Seriously, look it up online. I mean, look it up on YouTube. It is so good. I don't have anything to say. It's probably one of the best soundtracks for a Mario game of all time. That's all I really gotta say about the soundtrack. Next, let's get into the content. Now, this is a Wii game, and this is from 2007, so it's already, well, almost 12 years old. The game has so much content, though. Essentially, you have 120 power stars throughout the game. Some of them are different as like these comet things, which kind of change up an existing star. Like sometimes you'll have to be under a certain time limit or something like that. There are so many power stars, and it's fun collecting them because all the galaxies are so unique. Like Good Egg Galaxy, the Honey Hive Galaxy, and the Beach Bowl Galaxy, the Space Junk Galaxy. So many galaxies. There are way too many. It's honestly, and that's the thing I like about Galaxy. They do so many ideas and make so many fun levels. Seriously. And the game can last you a long time. Also, spoiler warning, once you actually get 120 power stars, I believe then you'll finally be able to play as Luigi. Yes, you can play as Luigi in this game. Everyone who thought that Luigi would be playable in Mario 64, wrong. He is playable in this game, and it's just so good. And that's pretty much it. So overall, Galaxy is a great game. I mean, honestly, does this come off as a surprise to anybody? Because everyone knows Galaxy is a phenomenal game. Yes, I know the game is a lot more linear based, but I think it's for the best. I think it's for the best because this game had so many things that were different from the other Mario games. It was different enough to feel like its own sort of thing, and it's truly one of the most special games out there on the Wii. On my scale of 0 to 10, I give this game an easy 9 out of 10. So anyways, what do you guys think? Do you guys like this game as well? And yeah. But anyways, be sure to stay tuned for more Wii Month videos, game review stuff, whatever. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Take care.
It's showtime! Did you enjoy the show? Well, time for the highlight.